Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Red Dwarf Monday, where we do two reviews of episodes from that very cool uh, BBC sci-fi comedy drama series that an ex-friend of mine from college introduced to me several years back, and it's why I wanted to do it. So, for one of the reasons, because he was a good friend and I lost him. Today's been a very difficult, and before we get started, I wanted to mention um, one of our dear brothers, also a very good family friend of ours, extended family. He is basically one of my brothers, as well as my brother Philip and my brother Larry and my brother Jay. Um, Brother Patrick lost his dad last night, right around just after 6 p.m. Uh, Pacific Coast time. They live in Washington State with him and his wife Amber. Uh, Patrick lost his dad. We call it. His first name was Buck. Um, we try not to say Patrick's last name unless he doesn't mind, and then we say it. But today I just won't. I'll just go with the first names. But Patrick lost his dad. We His first name was Buck, but we called him Pops for short. We knew him on a few streams. He came, said hello to us, and everything. Uh, he passed at the age of 95. So so that was good. He lived a good long life. He lived 1 year young. He lived 1 year longer. So he has the record for at least present family members that have passed away in my lifetime. Um, when I lost my great aunt Florence, who died at the age of 94. So Buck outlived her by 1 year. There's that. Um, yeah, he died peacefully, comfortably in his bed. Yeah, he was in the hospice hospital, and yeah, he died peacefully. No pain. He wasn't in pain when he passed. He passed. My Our brother Patrick is very. Um, he was very close with my parents, our parents, me and Suzanne, uh, his wife Amber, and him and were very close to both of us. They were close to Patrick to Larry. Patrick was close to Larry. He was close to my brother Philip the most. My brother only found out 10 minutes after he passed. So that's how close Patrick and Phil are. They're like this. And they both live in the same state. And Patrick's going through some other personal problems right now. We don't want to discuss that. We won't. All we can do is just mention that his dad did pass on. So right now, Patrick is going through the same exact thing. He has no more parents. My brother Larry, you all know what happened with his mother Charlene last year when she passed, and now he no longer has parents. So I mean, and then before that was, you know, my brother-in-law, Corey. Corey, his parents gone. You never know. You just don't know. You know, you don't know when, you don't know the hour, you don't know the day, but God can take you any time, and you have to be ready. I know, when people say, "Oh, how can I prepare if I don't know when I'm going to die?" There are ways to prepare yourself, because when the inevitability happens, you'll know at that point in time that you're comfortable. You'll feel comfortable. You'll say, "Hey, I'm going to God's home. I'm comfortable. I'm dying, but I'm going. I know where I'm going." When you're comfortable with that, when you've resolved all your differences with others, and you've taken care of all your stuff, then you just say, "Yeah, you know what?" I even said the dreaded, S word to Phil. Phil, who is, dedicated, devout, religious person, and I said the S word, a four-letter S word, to my brother. Shit! Oh shit! That's what I said. Sorry. Shoot! Sheep dip, as Brother Jay would say, and he's going through terrible stuff right now. He's not doing so well. And my brother Larry has a heart stint and all this other shit. Shoot! Darn it! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just very difficult right now to get over all of this pain. And then you saw that tragedy that happened over in Vancouver, BC, with those people there. You saw the tragedy that just happened over in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with the shooting and all that other crap going on. What in the hell is going on in this world? What is going on? But you know what? It all happened when Trump got back into office. Now, I don't believe, okay, let me stress something before I even continue what I just said. I don't really believe in conspiracies. I don't really believe that much. I mean, I listen to them, but I really don't try to put too much stock into them. And I really don't like to put things into perspective. But I tell you this, both times, okay, both times that this businessman, jerk off, whatever he is, that got into office, things started happening around the world. Natural things, things we can't even explain. I mean, how can you explain? I can't say the C word, but you know that big worldwide illness that killed so many people. It was on his watch. Think about that for a moment. It's on his damn watch. You know? So I don't care what he says about, oh, it's the Democrats' problem, whatever. No, no, it's everybody's problem. Not just yours, not just theirs. It's everyone. And you failed. So, yeah. Gorilla, hey, hello. Um, Gorilla censored thoughts. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Storm must be serious. They're starting to close schools. And Gorilla says the Chinese ineptitude and fascinating lying to him. That's true. That's what I said, but it's everybody's fault. It's not just his. I'm just saying that everybody likes to lump things on the Trump card, on dump Trump. Okay? They do. People like to do that. Yeah, Fauci. Yeah, Fauci was a bum. Come on. We all know Fauci was a liar. We all know that. And he wasn't the one that Trump put in charge anyway. It was the Dems before him. So, yes, that's true. Yeah, Fauci. Yeah, what a jerk. Anyway, well, the point is that, um, you know, a lot of violence going on lately. Like I said, Vancouver, Myrtle Beach, the planes that start dropping out of the sky, the helicopters that start dropping out of the sky. How do you explain a lot of that? I can't. I can't. I don't know. But other people will dump it on Donald and say, hey, look what happened. All this happened when you were in office. But then this only happened when Biden was in office. Yeah. I don't believe in all that crap. I don't believe in all that. That's just something that was set up. That's why I got away from politics. I told you, my last time I voted was in 2016, and I voted for a damn independent. Hell, one year I voted for myself as president. Do you believe I actually got 10 votes? Yeah, 10. And it was an online thing for me. 10 people voted for me. 10 friends. But I mean, still, just, just, just ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay, I'm trying to say, trying to stay positive and uplifting, even though, Pop's big, gone and, you know, and Patrick is a dear friend of ours, not just a friend. Like I said, he's extended family. My mom and dad acknowledge him and Amber and everybody else that's with the family as our family, our growing family, everybody across the board. Yeah. So we're going to be mourning for Pops today. And I dedicate this video to him because I know he did enjoy Red Dwarf. Patrick alluded that to me. And I said, yeah, I know. It's funny as hell. One of the best comedy, sci-fi, drama series. As far as I know, it's still going on. It hasn't stopped yet. So, yeah, until it stops. But for now, it's great. It's wonderful. So I'm going to say a quick prayer. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, please send out all of our blessings and prayers to the victims of the Myrtle Beach disaster, the Vancouver, BC disaster, and all other disasters that are happening around the world. The volcanic eruptions, the earthquakes, the tsunamis, everything's going on. And anyone that passes away from these natural disasters, please send our deepest prayers, love, and compassion to the victims and their families. But especially today, we've dedicated this video to our friend and father figure, literally, Buck, who is also known as Pops, to our friend Patrick. And we send all of our prayers out for him, for knowing that Patrick and Larry now share a common bond, that their parents are gone, but they are in a more wonderful place in heaven. And they did all pass away without any pain and suffering, because you, Lord, said, "Come with me, walk with me, take my hand, and I will take you home." And that is what happened. So, on behalf of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and our patron saints, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of heaven, we ask you all to pray for us at this most trying hour. And also, please let the election turn out to be the best results that we can hope for. That Canada can move on, that the United States can move on, that everyone can move on from disaster and from tragedy and personal suffering, and become better people, better countries, better places. So in all this we ask, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. And Travel with Lisa, our friend from the UK. Hello. Hello, Miss Lisa. It's awesome to see you. And Lisa, if you do know when you're hoping to come and visit again up here in the GTA, let us know, all right? We would love to meet you at the airport, to at least meet you and, and say hello and, take you where you need to go, with your family or friends and whoever you know here in Toronto, okay? Let us know, all right? And it's good to see you. It's very good to see you. Okay, so far we've had our wonderful gorilla, Sensor Thoughts. He's going to be doing some Canadian election coverage tonight. I can, Lisa, I can send you my Facebook link. Can you hold right there? Okay. Yeah, before I get into Red Dwarf, I'll go here. I'll just show you. I'll pull up my page. Hold on a sec. Okay. Okay, I put this in the chat for you. Okay. There you go, Lisa. I don't usually share out my emails, so yeah, there you go. So yes, just go to the Facebook page. If you haven't friended me yet, send a friend request. I will make sure when I get there to confirm it. Then you and I and Suzanne, we can make plans and see when you want to come in to the airport. When you're arriving, let us know, and we'll meet you. We'll meet you there. We'll say hello and everything. Maybe we'll go get something to eat. A little bite to eat or something. We'll meet you there at customs. Yeah, and just um, and then from there, if you want to go on to your family or the people there, that's totally fine. But yeah, we'd love to meet you there. At least know that you have somebody to meet you at the airport. See you there. Yeah, we'd love to get there. So yeah, let us know, okay? Send me messages through my Facebook Messenger, and I will pass it along to Suzanne too, and then we'll try to triangulate the date, right? So that when you come in, let us know your arrival time on your plane, everything like that, and we'll do. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, for next month. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fun too. That'd be great to meet someone. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, totally cool. And thank you for being here with us. Yeah, Gorilla didn't leave a like or anything. Oh, I gotta get after that darn Gorilla. But anyway, that's okay. No worries. A lot going on. A lot going on, of course. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. So let's go ahead and get through the episodes. Okay, so season 7 we're working on right now. One episode is called Blue, and the other episode is called Beyond the Joke. And both these shows, one of them got a 7.6 out of 10 from 842 people that have watched the episode, and 817 who watched the other episode gave it a straight 7 out of 10. So, in my estimation, I'm going to say 3.5 out of 5 C plus. I went ahead and gave both episodes a C plus apiece. Yeah. And one of them came out Friday, February 14th, 1997. Of course, that's Valentine's Day. So that's when the first episode came out. And then the other one came out a week later on Friday, February 21st, 1997. Okay. All right. So before I continue, I need to step away for a moment, grab another drink. I'll be right back. And then after the show, I'll bring all this down. Okay. Okay, let me take a look, Lisa. Hold on. Yeah, I know this already. Um, how do I look for it in the spam there, Lisa? I don't see it under the friend requests yet. Mm. Mm. Hmm. Click on 3 lines and message request. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Would it be under archive? Because I don't see any. I don't see any messages sent. Are you actually on? Okay, hold on for just a second. Okay, let me try something. There you are. Let's see here. Aha, I found you. Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. Got it. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we can exchange. I joined your group there on Facebook also, so we can continue to correspond through the Facebook message. You let us know when your arrival comes, okay? That'd be great. Okay, so we got 3 people watching. Thank you. Oh, please don't forget, hit the like button if you like this video today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have 252 subscribers. Very happy about that. They're also family members to us, not just subs. And we're trying to get another 48 so we can get to 300. That'll be our next goal. And eventually we will get to 500 and we'll see about monetization. But until that happens, we'll see what we can do. There you are. Cool. Yeah, I just saw that you said hello to me. So thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Cool. We can stay in touch now through Facebook. That's awesome. Thank you. Ah, Elijah poked me. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, a stray cat you found. Oh, honey. Area 51. My wife is so funny. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's get back to the Red Dwarf series here, and we'll talk about the first one here, Blue, and Lister Missing Rimmer. This is the summary or the synopsis. Lister Missing Rimmer tries to recall the good times they had together and fantasizes about Rimmer's return, which leads to Lister's hottest kiss yet. Meanwhile, Crichton's rivalry with Kochanski reaches new heights as the salad cream keeps winding up in the cupboard and pants are found in her socks drawer. The crew are taken on a ride called the Rimmer Experience, which recounts many outrageously fictionalized events from Rimmer's life on Red Dwarf. Oh man, that's funny. Okay. And let's go back to this Blue. There we go. Okay, so this episode, like I said, came out Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1997. It was directed by Ed By. Of course, you know the writers were Rob Grant and Doug Naylor, but Kim Fuller also helped out. And of course, the cast that now remains because Chris Berry, who played Rimmer, was no longer a part of this season or part of season 8 because he went on to become Ace Rimmer, his alter ego that said, stoke me a clipper. Yeah. So, but he appears in flashbacks in this episode. Then, of course, you still have Craig Charles as Lister, Danny John Jules as Cat, Robert Llewellyn as Crichton. Howard Goodall is a Rimmer Munchkin singing voice. We know about Howard already because he wrote the theme song for Red Dwarf, and of course Jenna Russell sang it, and Chloe Annette as Kochanski. So we don't have to look at any other surprise actors or actresses because we know all of these people that have been there. So, all right, so let's take a look at trivia. All right. Okay, now remember all the background information comes from IMDb. If there's way too many bits, I won't go into all of it, just like the main trivia bits. Remember, I go into goofs as well, but I do not do quotes anymore because I just don't do voices. I'm not that good. Then if there are some crazy credits or any singing songs or any of the filming and production locations, I always check those too. So okay, so the idea of Lister and Rimmer kissing was originally intended for an earlier episode in which a cyberspace couple inhabit their bodies. That episode never came to fruition. Craig Charles and Chris Berry actually kissed for much longer than shown, but it was reduced much to their disappointment. The shooting of the Rimmer experience sequence was very tough on the cast. It took all day to shoot, and they suffered injuries from being thrown around in the car. The cast refers to that day as Black Wednesday. Craig Charles, Danny John Jules, Robert Llewellyn, and Chloe Annette, although remaining in character, were not acting at the end of the Rimmer's experience scene. Their reactions were genuine. Charles, John Jules, and Llewellyn absolutely hated filming the scene and were really irritated about how long the scene took to film. But Annette enjoyed filming the scene, and her smile was real. This marks Rimmer's last appearance as a hologram until the Back to the Earth Part 1 episode, which premiered in 2009. Longtime composer Howard Goodall performed as the singing Rimmer Munchkins during the Rimmer experience. And the shots of Starbug flying through the icy tail of the comet was accomplished through both model shots of the model getting pelted with ice and also CGI. The latter writer and director, producer Doug Naylor was very unhappy with it, especially since there was no motion blur, which had to be altered last minute. This, along with the shots of planets and nebulae in the background, whilst on the planetoids, Naylor was unhappy with it and has stated his wish to one day remaster the whole of Series 7. Series 7 DVD Collector's Booklet. Different versions, alternate takes, and extended cuts of both these model shots and CGI shots are now available for viewing on the Series 7 DVD special features. Okay, there are 10 more bits, so I'm just going to ignore those. But let's get to the spoilers. Okay, there's a big spoiler and then a couple of smaller ones. So put your hands over your ears, people, if you haven't seen the episode, heard the episode, anything. And then when I'm done, I'll just go like this, okay? All right, so Chris Berry had wanted a lesser role in Series 7 as he was called to do more work on the Britos Empire 1991. So Doug Naylor had written Rimmer out in Stoke Me a Clipper in 1997. Rimmer's next appearance would be as a nanobot resurrected flesh and blood human in the first episode of Series 8. However, Berry was persuaded to come back to film 4 scenes for this episode. One in a flashback to a time when the Lister, Rimmer, and Crichton were playing golf on a desert planetoid with very little atmosphere and gravity, Traga 16. Rimmer's ball goes right around the planet to be found by Lister, who hides it to scupper the bet they had. Rimmer walks around the planetoid numerous times looking for it. Another flashback to an earlier time when Lister and Rimmer were alone aboard Red Dwarf, shortly after Lister came out of stasis. They play a game in the locker room, cracking open the lockers, but a flamethrower has been rigged to the one which Rimmer opens to take care of thieves, which blasts through the hologram, much to Lister's amusement. Lister's dream in which the old Arnold returns to Starbug after becoming the new Ace Rimmer, whilst Lister is alone on night watch. In the dream, Lister remembers Rimmer very differently, with Rimmer being much more lighthearted. The dream ends with them in a homoerotic clinch, and Lister wakes up scraping his tongue, wailing, and believing he is having a nervous breakdown. Rimmer appears centrally in the Rimmer Experience, a virtual reality ride built by Crichton for Lister later on in the episode. Based on Rimmer's own memoirs, here Rimmer plays as a very incorrect, heroic version of himself, much to the utter disgust of the others. Berry also portrayed the singing Rimmer Munchkins, along with composer Howard Goodall. This is the final episode to date to depict the original version of Arnold Rimmer, although he would return in the next series as a new version resurrected by the nanobots. Rimmer's singing voice in the Munchkins song and Red Dwarf Blue of the episode was provided by Howard Goodall, and yes, this is the final episode yet to depict Ace Rimmer. Very cool. All right, before we get to the goofs, All right, let's see who else we have here in the chat. Yep, we still have Gorilla. We have Travel with Lisa. We've got 3 people that are watching, 2 probably lurking. We got 1 like. Yay! Thank you, thank you so much, folks. We do appreciate that. Give me a minute. I gotta go grab my drink. You know, turning older and I start forgetting shit. There we go. Thank you, folks. I had to make sure I got my drink. Got 4 people watching. Very cool. I know one of them is my beautiful wife. Mwah. Okay. It's a lot to read, you know. Okay. It's a good thing I started to limit my info providing. Getting adjusted here. Okay. All right, let's go to the goofs of this episode, Blue. There we go. Okay. There's one continuity issue. Dave Lister, in reminiscing about times with Arnold Rimmer, mentions the time just after Dave awoke when they went through the lockers of the dead crew. However, at the time, Rimmer was wearing the blue tunic that he wore when he received the hard light drive, which took place many years later. He should be wearing the khaki Red Dwarf uniform he wore at the start of the show. Then there's crew or equipment visible. The left-hand rod that controls the arm movement on the leftmost Rimmer puppet is clearly visible. Then there's one more, the character error. Kochanski refers to the German translation of Papa Geno's first aria, Die Zauberflöte, even though it was originally in German. Okay. Let's see. Right. So we have the Rimmer Munchkin song, written and performed by Howard Goodall. You all know about the Red Dwarf theme written by Howard and performed by Jenna Russell. And then at the very end, they have the Rimmer Munchkin song playing on the end credits, and it's written by Kim Fuller and Doug Naylor, that version of it, and it's performed by Howard, who's dubbing Chris Berry's voice. So very cool. Alrighty, and let's take a look at. Okay, I don't see any filming and production. Okay, so we're good. All right, so that is the first. And we'll go back here. You know what? We will take a look at one person. We can look at Kim Fuller. She was the writer for this. Let's see where she's at here. Okay. According to this, Kim Fuller, is a writer, producer, script, and continuity department person. And she's known for the movie From Justin to Kelly in 2003, Spice World in 1997, and Tracy Takes On. That's Tracy Ullman in 1996. She's been nominated for 3 Primetime Emmys. So she was the writer from Justin to Kelly movie, which got a very low rating. It's one of the lowest rated movies ever. In 2003, in 1997, Spice World. She was the writer for that movie with the Spice Girls. She was on the Tracy Ullman Takes On TV series for 6 episodes. She wrote that for that show in 1996. And there was a movie called High Heels and Lowlifes in 2001 that she wrote for. So that's Kim Fuller. According to the IMDb background information, the last thing she's worked on so far is Love, Love, Love. It's a musical. It's a musical movie short. She's the writer for that. And that came out in 2021. So I'm assuming that's a British musical short movie. So cool. All right, so that's Kim Fuller. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next episode. And just keeping an eye on everybody. Cool. Everybody's still there. Awesome. And I'm glad that we were able to hook up, me and Suzanne, you with you there, Lisa. So thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just close that out for now. All right, so let's get to the next episode from season 7. Now, most of these seasons lasted around 6 episodes apiece, but when we got into series 7, this one actually lasted 8 episodes, so 2 more episodes than normal. But that's because, of course, Chris Berry wasn't there, and so they used Chloe Annette, as Kachansky for a lot more. So, yeah. So we'll have 2 more extra episodes next week. We'll be looking at the episodes are called Epidem and Nanarchy. So, yeah, should be good. All right, so we'll take a look now at Beyond the Joke. And let's see. Okay, and there's a big synopsis for this one, but not too big. Okay, so the summary is searching for a new head for Crichton, which exploded due to an incident involving ketchup and lobster. The crew encounter a rogue simulant on a deserted ship. The simulant kidnaps Crichton and commissions one of his own droids, Abel, to fix him up. But Crichton and Abel discover they're brothers, the same model, and Abel helps Crichton escape, but not before Crichton discovers a disturbing secret about his creation. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so we'll go back to that. The director was Ed By, and actually, the actor who played Crichton, Robert Llewellyn, he was one of the writers for this episode. So that's very cool, along with Rob Grant and Doug Naylor. Okay, and we'll look at the one person. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll look at the rogue simulant that worked on this, and that was Don Henderson. That was the actor's name. And we'll also look at one of the actresses that looks like still around with us, Vicky Ogden, who plays Mrs. Bennett in the episode. So very cool. Yeah, so we'll take a look at both of them after we read through the information here. Okay, so let's see. Trivia. All right. The odd tone of Don Henderson's voice as the simulant captain was not a special effect as some fans assumed it was. Henderson was terminally ill with throat cancer and died a few months after filming. Oh, that's so sad. The tank Crichton uses in the 7th series episode Beyond a Joke had previously been used in the James Bond film GoldenEye from 1995. The number shown on the tank, 343, is the same in both. The tank arrived late after being caught in traffic on the M25 motorway, and the explosion it created when fired was enough to set off car alarms and provoke many complaints from nearby residents. Robert Llewellyn intended to write himself out of this episode so that he would not have to be in his uncomfortable costume, but the other writers added more ideas, and Llewellyn ended appearing in the entire episode and playing 2 roles. This episode was co-written by Robert Llewellyn. It marks the first and only time an episode has been co-written by a star of the show. And after Abel's escape pod crash lands and Crichton recovers Abel's body, Crichton remarks, "He ain't heavy, sir, he's my brother." A nod to the song by the Hollies. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. That's so cool. There's a little more bits, so I won't go through those. But I will take a look at the spoilers here. And there are just a couple. Okay. Oh, yeah, so get ready to, when I do this. I'm sorry. All right, so Abel destroying the SS Centauri, resulting in its demise when his escape pod crashes, is Abel's redemption and sacrifice for accidentally collapsing on the steering wheel, causing the SS Centauri to find Starbug in the asteroid field and attack. Now, from Series 7, Episode 6, bears a couple of similarities with Star Trek Nemesis, that final movie that featured the Next Generation cast. Both Crichton and Data, as robots, meet their identical brothers Abel and B4. Abel and B4 work for the villains Shinzon and the simulant Traitor. Abel and B4 have disabilities. B4 has difficulty understanding simple concepts and information, and Abel has brain rot due to his addiction to Ultrazone. Abel betrays the Starbug crew by collapsing on a steering wheel, causing SS Centauri to find him and open fire on them, and B4 is revealed as a spy working for Shinzon, and both Abel and Data but not B4, suffer similar fates and both sacrifice their lives to destroy the villain's spaceships. Data blows up Shinzon's ship, the Scimitar, along with himself, and Abel's escape pod crashes when he destroys the SS Centauri. Wow. Great comparisons there. I like who was able to figure that out. Alrighty. Alright, here's a couple of goofs. One is a factual error. While Crichton speaks of getting the T-72 from the World War II game, the tank shown is actually a T-55 with retrofitted explosive reactive armor. Then there's an incorrectly regarded as goof. When Crichton re-enters the AR suite to interrupt the Jane Austen game, he says he's looking for a T-72 tank from the World War II game. The T-72 wasn't in production by the USSR until the early 1970s. The Soviets' main tank of World War II was the T-34. However, that fictional game must have been developed at least several hundred years after World War II, and the fictional game developers could easily just have been sloppy or misinformed. Then there's one more, a character error. Kochanski states that Hue, Hue, is the third largest city in Vietnam, but Hue is actually the fifth largest. She also mispronounces, she pronounces it as Hua or Hua rather than Hue, which is the way it's supposed to be, despite making a point that it is pronounced differently to how it is spelled. Right. Okay, so I did the spoilers. Take away your earmuffs or your handheld earmuffs, whatever they are. Okay, and of course we had the Red Dwarf theme, both at beginning and end. And let's see. Okay, now where the tank scene was, it was Pride and Prejudice scene and Crichton, the tank scene, blowing up the gazebo. That was filmed outside of the studio at Hawley Woods, spelled Hawley, in Farnborough, which is Farnborough, which is Farnborough, in Hampshire, England, UK. That's where they filmed outdoors. Very cool. All right. Let's take a look at the cast and crew of the episode. Two of them that we pick out at random. Okay, one person is the rogue simulant, of course, played by Don Henderson, and then a Mrs. Bennett, played by Vicky Ogden. So we'll take a look at Don first. Yes, okay. As stated before, Don Henderson died in 1997. Now, he was the one who was complaining about the Death Star. If you guys remember that episode or that scene from Star Wars, he is the one that comes up to him and says, this is the most powerful, weapon in the universe. I think we intend to use it. So that was the part he played in Star Wars. Yeah. So he was born on November 10th, 1931 in Leytonstone, London, England. He was an actor known for the Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Brazil. He was in Brazil. That is so cool. Yeah, that was the guy who was who later did an episode or a movie with the Pierce Brosnan, the one with The World Is Not Enough. Yeah. And No Escape in 1994. He was married to Shirley Stelfox and Hillary. He died on June 22nd, 1997 in Warwick in Warwickshire, England, UK. And he was 65 years old. Okay. So in Star Wars, he was General Taggy. In No Escape, he was Killian. In The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which featured a brief cameo by my favorite artist in music, Sting, as a commander in 1988. And in Brazil, in 1985, he was the first Black Maria Guard. And yeah, that was the one directed by Terry Gilliam. And there's the actor I try to remember, Jonathan Pryce, right, who also played a villain in The World Is Not Enough. He was the media mogul in that one with Pierce Brosnan. So, yeah, very, very, very cool. And, of course, Robert De Niro in a great role. And Terry Gilliam was nuts, but he was he was a good guy. Yeah, so unfortunate about Don Henderson, but yeah, he did good. Okay, now we got Vicky Ogden. We'll take a look at her. Okay, Vicky Ogden apparently is still with us. She was born in Manchester, England. She was a member of the Stretford Children's Theatre and went on to study drama at the Mount View Theatre School in London. She was a member of the Young Vic Theatre Company for 2 years. At the National Theatre, she was in Don Quixote, playing Maria Tones. She has communication skills in role playing. Very cool. Yeah, so in the TV series Poirot, based on the adventures of Hercule Poirot, she played Janet for one episode in 2006. In a TV series called Playing the Field, she was a paramedic for one episode in 1998, and along, of course, with the Red Dwarf being Miss Bennett. She also was in a TV series playing various characters back in 1989 for 8 episodes in a British series called Carrot Confidential. And according to IMDb, the last thing she has worked on so far as an actress is Shizu Bingo. It's a movie short. She played a leopard print lady, #2, and that was in 2013. Cool. Alrighty. So she must be retired. So okay, so we let's see, we'll go back here and yeah. Okay, so one more time, we'll go back to the name of the episodes we'll be doing for next Monday at around the same time. And those would be episodes 7 and 8 of season 7. One is called Epidem, like epidemic, but it's spelled EPI, D as in David, EME. And the other one is Nanarchy, spelled NANARCHY. So those will be our next 2 episodes for Monday, 1 p.m. All right. Okay, so I do want to thank the two wonderful, and including my beautiful wife, Suzanne. I want to thank Miss Travel with Lisa MH and also Gorilla's Censored Thoughts for being here, being a part of this today. And of course, remember prayers up for our friend Patrick, his wife Amber, and for all their family as they go through this difficult time losing his dad, his last known parent, and he has other personal problems that are going on. So make sure we're saying prayers up for them. Gorilla may decide. We've tried to talk to him, and Larry and I will see if we can get him to do a special cigar lounge tomorrow on behalf of Pop's memory. So we'll see what we can do about that. But it is his channel, so it is up to him. Okay, so I said the prayer, but I do want to remind all of you that tomorrow we are doing the one episode of TOS. We'll still do that at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then on Tuesday night, hopefully the special cigar lounge that Gorillas does. Then what will happen is after that special episode, that special live stream, I will be moving up my 2 episode review of Get Smart to actually Wednesday morning. It's going to be very early. I mean, probably around anywhere between 12 midnight to 1 a.m. Because on Wednesday is like our date night. And Suzanne and I, it's our end of the month. We get to go enjoy a wonderful meal, and then we get to go see a movie. So, yeah, that's something I always look forward to doing. So I try to balance the schedule that we have other things going on so we can enjoy one another. Let's see. So that'll be Wednesday morning is when we'll do Get Smart. And then on Wednesday night, please, 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 don't forget to come visit us. There we go. Oh, Sci-Fi Sifdan, hello. Hello there, Mikey. Sorry I'm late. It's okay, Sifdan. I'm late for a very important date. And Travel Lisa is giving me a big kiss. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Travel Lisa. Appreciate that. So anyway, this coming Wednesday, we do have a special, and you're fine, Dan. Don't worry. There were quick episodes today, but we're mourning the death of a friend. We'll talk about more about it tomorrow, maybe even tonight. We'll see what happens. But anyway, Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. I'm trying to get a select panel together, people that know music, and one of them is our special friend PvP, who lives out of British Columbia. I would love to have him up there. I would love to have Larry up there. A few other people that I'll choose at random. It will be a select panel, so I'm sorry there won't be any open panel. It's a select panel, but the chat will be available. You folks can give us your information, your ideas about what you think. Uh, on the subjects at hand that we talk about, the topics. This is kind of like an after party, like an after party stream after Gorilla does his cigar lounge on Tuesdays. I wanted to have a counterpoint, something to have fun with on Wednesdays, so that we can have something going on at least once, during the course of the week. That's what Larry and I, PvP, trying to get his channel up. Some of our other friends trying to get their channels going. That's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to keep things active, so people can enjoy our shows and our channels. And what we're doing is for the first about half an hour, PvP and our select panel and I will talk about the greatest drummers in the rock and roll era. And then after that, we will open the rest of it to questions, comments, anybody in the chat that want to ask a question or say anything or want to meet each other. That's totally great. That's totally fine. It's called JAS Live, and it's an idea that both PvP and when we were discussing, I said, I need to start doing some live streaming, some more live streaming for JAS, because I always do a little webcam and I add that, and that we've done a bunch. But this will be the first time we've done a JAS. Well, not the first time we've done a JAS type live stream, because a couple of others I did, but that was just myself. So I do want to have somebody else to help me out, and we'll be talking about different subjects. So yeah, that'll be fun. So that'll be this coming Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll post it about a couple hours before it starts, and then we'll just go ahead and do it from there. Let's see. Okay, and then of course Thursday. Don't forget two episode review of the greatest TV series, in my honest opinion, in the history of the world, the A Team, and I'll be doing two more of those on Thursday. There is no Waltons this Friday. Gorilla has told me. I said, okay, no worries. But don't forget Sci-Fi Sifdan, who's here. Make sure you check out his Outworld anime, Japanese anime thing that he does on Friday nights after Gorilla's Walton streams. And then don't forget, Sci-Fi Sifdan helps me out with our Star Trek and Star Wars fan film reviews. And this coming Saturday, we're going to be doing a two-pronged review of Prelude to Axanar and the Unification 8-minute short produced by Otoy, Otoy. And it should be fun. And I will send copies of the different episodes to my fellow panelists. I have a select panel that helps me, and one of them, wonderfully enough, is Sifdan. So, and then don't forget also, Sifdan will have his own, live stream that he does between 2 and 4 his time p.m., which is 5 to 7 my time on the East Coast. And we talk about sci-fi discussion. So we have like different subjects, facts, things we talk about. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Also, lastly, our friend Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, she does occasionally will do watch parties, podcasts, interviews every other weekend on Saturdays and Sundays, right around 4:05 p.m. Eastern. So I think what we're going to try to do is get Charlotte to join up with us on Sifdan's stream after she's done with her next interview, at least for Friday or Saturday, and then on Sunday we'll have something to do with her. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Every day is taken up this week, folks. I don't worry. I got lots to do, and I'm glad about it. Easter's over. All that's done. Yes, we did lose Pops. Yesterday. Very, very tough loss. Very tragic loss. We're gonna try to get through it in the next few days. Hopefully, we can. I talked to my brother Phil, so I was glad I was able to do that. At least if it was just for a few minutes, and and Suzanne and I have left personal messages to Patrick and his family and everybody. So, yeah, I hope they get through it. We pray that they do. Anyway, I'm ready to go. So, because I'm going to relax, listen to some music and stuff. Um, But don't forget, like I said, tomorrow, one episode again of TOS that we'll be reviewing. And then, like I said, early morning Wednesday, we'll be doing Get Smart. And then 18 on Thursday, regular time at 1. So don't forget to see all that. And remember, hit the like, hit subscribe. Make sure you share this with all your friends and family. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell. It only takes a millisecond. Just hit that thing one time. And whenever it says notify me, just boop. And it'll say notification on. It'll let you know when we do our next live stream or next webcam or any podcast that we do. Anything on any of our channels. So make sure you do that. Okay, and then in the immortal words of and Lisa, take care. Thank you, sweetheart. You wonderful friend of ours. Take care, Lisa. We'll see you soon. Hopefully, please. Yeah, keep us up to date. All right. Alrighty, good to see you. Okay, so in the immortal words of Mr. Gene Siskel, who was the writer for the Chicago Tribune back in the day, and he was part of that Siskel and Ebert at the movies. He always said, and now the aisle's closed. Also, my wonderful friend Larry of Be Yourself Adventures, who always says, always be yourself. And of course, my beautiful wife, who says, leave everything in God's hands, which we always do. Best piece of advice is that you can ever get from both my beloved brother, part of my extended family, and of course, my beautiful wife. And also, the meme we go with this year is always expect the unexpected, everybody and everyone all at once. That's what we say. It's really difficult to say it all together, but it's a great piece of advice that I think I came up for ourselves, is to always expect the unexpected. That most part of it is true. So anyway, so absolutely last but not least, you know how I am. Okay, I'm so dramatic. Anyway, God bless America. God bless Canada. Please, God bless Canada, especially this tonight with the election. God bless the world. We know we only have one. Let's make sure we take care of it. And last but not least, peace from MikeySuzeFour. So on behalf of myself, my beautiful wife Suzanne, and our beautiful kitty cats Moonpie and Deja Vu, we love all of you. We bless all of you. God bless all of you as well, all of your families, everybody we know. And we'll see you next time on TOS. But don't forget, we have Canadian election tonight with Gorilla Censored Thoughts. So please check us out if you can on that too. So we'll see you guys soon. Guys and gals, take care of yourselves. Remember, you only have yourself to blame if anything goes wrong. So take care.